Hey gamers, what's up? So the Switch has been out for a little while, and I've had a lot of people writing me, asking me, hey, what are your thoughts on it? Are you going to do a video on it? And I thought I would just do this real quick and give you kind of a comprehensive thoughts after the first, it's been 11 days as I'm shooting this since the console has come out. So I actually have mine right here, and I'm super pleased with it. I know, I am a bit of a Nintendo fanboy, and I'm not denying that. But I do try to be objective when I think of these things. And overall, just the system itself, the quality of the system, the build of the system, I think it's all pretty good. I am a little disappointed that the screen is plastic and not glass, but I can see from a safety and durability standpoint where those things are kind of a necessity. And I can live with that. I have a screen protector on mine. The thing about people dropping it into the dock and getting the scuffs right here, and I do have some very light scuffing on mine. I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely there. But I have the screen protector, and it scuffs my screen protector, not my system. Although that said, I could see the need for maybe putting some felt on the two rails that guide the system in, and I don't know why Nintendo didn't do that in the factory. So that is definitely a downside to the console. Now I have to say I was really pleasantly surprised with the Joy-Con controllers themselves. They're really cool. I thought the buttons were going to be too small. It just seemed like such a small controller and such a small analog stick and such small buttons, but in the end, everything seems to work out really nicely, and I was surprised with that, both as a portable and when you hold the Joy-Cons by themselves, even when you hold them sideways, when you're doing multiplayer and everything, they're really good. Now, I didn't get to get a Pro controller, but I did play with Josh's Pro controller, and it was really, really nice. So for people who want that home experience, which I really do, and it's one of my focuses on gaming, I think it's a must-have, and I'll definitely be getting one in the future. But in the meantime, until I find one, I'm really not unhappy with the Joy-Cons and the slide-on controller attachment that comes with the Switch, so that's pretty awesome. Another thing I noticed was people are complaining about the kickstand being able to pop off or breaking off. The word is not breaking, it does come off. And it's actually through design that it comes off. The idea being that if you have the kickstand extended and you go to drop the system into the dock, it will pop off and you won't break your system. So I think that's actually a really intelligent design maneuver. Another thing that really kills me is people talk about power, oh, it's not powerful enough, and blah, blah, blah. I just have to point out, there has never been a generation of gaming where power was the determining factor of a game console's success. In fact, there's never been a gaming generation where the most powerful console won or was the most popular. So really, to me, power is a non-issue. It's really about game library, and so far from what I see, the games coming out for the Switch and even the games for the Switch right now are very good. And it didn't have a huge lineup on launch day. I get that. Breath of the Wild, everyone says, is the only worthwhile title, which isn't true by any stretch. But when your main title on a launch is as enveloping and incredible as Breath of the Wild, then you have a lot to go on there. I don't really see a problem with that. That said, I did download Fast RMX, which I think is very good, and I downloaded Shovel Knight, which I had never played before. A lot of people, they say, oh, I don't need a rehashed indie game, blah, blah, blah. But, I never played it. So, it's nice. I have a console and a portable version of it, which is fun. And all things considered, I've just had a great time with my Switch. So, going in here and booting it up. So you can see I'm playing Breath of the Wild right now. But as I go through here, you can see the games I've played. The Legend of Zelda, Bomberman, 1-2 Switch, which... it's good if you have friends, and that's about the only thing it pays off for. That, and I think Snipper Clips are kind of niche games where if you really plan on being around people and playing games with people, it's great. But all in all, it's not the kind of thing I'm normally into. So 1-2 Switch, not as much, but was really fun with a group of friends. Fast RMX was awesome. Shovel Knight. I did get the Skylanders game, and I think one of the really cool things about this system is I can play Skylanders, and I have freaking tons of figures at home, and I don't need a portal anymore. You take your Skylander, you rest it on top of the right analog stick, and it goes into your game, which is phenomenal. So I'm really pleased with that. And looking at the upcoming games, I know just recently I watched a video, 61 confirmed games for the Switch, and there's some really solid titles coming. Everyone's excited about Mario Kart. Everyone's excited about Super Mario Odyssey, and I think those are going to be really stellar titles. Now this past weekend, I had some friends over. Josh from Geeks Podcast brought his Switch, and we did some local co-op play. We did it on both the consoles. We did it on one console. We did 2-player and 4-player. And we had a lot of time to really investigate what we thought on the system, 1-2 Switch, Bomberman, and some other things. And it was a lot of fun. And you'll actually see more video on that coming soon. Josh will be doing one for Geeks Podcast. And as you can see here, we got some footage from my end. And it was just a really great experience. We had a lot of fun, and it really shows you the potential of the Switch and what you can do with it. Gaming on the go, you're out, you're about, you have a friend who has one, you're waiting around doing nothing, or just maybe even sitting in the park or sitting, anywhere. You can just pull this thing out and use it. It's not as portable as some portable systems, but all things considered, if you have a nice carrying case or whatever, it's not a bad thing to bring along with you if you're on the go. So I think that's a really good thing. And I think having the bigger system and the bigger screen is really cool. It seems at one point we were looking at like smaller, Game Boy Advance SP and micros and all that. But really, when it gets down to it, for a 3D gaming experience, you do kind of need a bigger screen. I've always had a hard time with adventure games on portable formats. So it's really good for me to have this, and it does make me more inclined to play the portable version of an adventure game versus just puzzle games or whatever, which is what I normally stick to. Like the new Tetris Puyo Puyo game that's going to be coming to the Switch real soon, which I will definitely own, and I will definitely play at home and on the go. But now I'm playing Zelda at home and on the go, and that's something I didn't do before. So I'm really excited for that, and I really see the future of gaming in this console. I think it's a great idea. And if you recall, if you go back and you look at my predictions video for Nintendo's upcoming project, I said that it would be really awesome if they did a console handheld hybrid. And sure enough, that's what it ended up being. So, I mean, it's everything I wanted in a console. Now, as for what I think is going to happen with the Switch, I honestly think this could be maybe in the top 10 selling consoles of all time. And I know that's a super big guess and a super crazy prediction, but Nintendo's never had a problem on the handheld market. And that's something we all know to be true. If you look, almost every one of Nintendo's handhelds, I believe, is in the top 10. And I don't think the Switch is any different, because not only are they going to garner the third-party support that they always get with their handheld systems, but they're also selling to the console market. So they're covering two markets in one. And I see no good reason that this couldn't be a 80 million unit selling console or more. So that's my prediction for the Switch. We'll see if I'm right. Hey, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe it's just because I love Nintendo. I want to see good things for them. But that's what I truly think is going to happen. So I think that covers it. If you do have any more questions for me, feel free to ask me in the comments below, and I'll be glad to answer, or maybe shoot another video down the road with even more information and more thoughts on the Switch as I get more acquainted with it. So that's it for now. I got to open up the store. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and you can check me out, Gamer Muzz, on all sorts of things now. I'm on Twitter, Gamer Muzz, Instagram, Gamer Muzz, Snapchat, Gamer Muzz, and you can add me on Facebook on the L1 Games group or page. So check that stuff out, and I will see you all later. Thanks for watching.